Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on with you? It's your girl Lakeisha Michelle here, and I just want to have some good tea with you guys. We're going to talk about something that's important. Listen, still be doing your prayer of Jabez, okay? It is not over, it is not done, it's a lifestyle. All right, so you totally be doing your prayer of Jabez. Okay, hold please. Hold please, hold please. Ooh, 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 ooh. Y'all, and this is my little messy factory here that I have going on. Got cameras and stuff. So anyway, you should totally be doing your Jabez because it's relevant and it needs to be done every single day. Hello, I don't stop just because you don't see me on the live stream, and neither should you. Okay, so Jabez definitely. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you go read First Chronicles chapter 4, verses 9 and 10, and it is a prayer. It's very, very simple. And we just pray that prayer, and we believe the way Jabez believed, and then we align with that prayer every single day. So what are you expecting today? What are you expecting today? Are you expecting miracles? Are you expecting, to be broke? Are you expecting one problem after another? What you expecting? See, this is what happened. Top laughing, but it's funny. A lot of people like, I don't get paid till Friday. So you have I don't get paid energy all week. Oh, what do you expect to receive if you have I don't get paid energy all week? That's the question. So definitely watch what you're expecting, right? And just because you may be on the B team now, always align with the A team. That was the moral of the story from yesterday, all right? So listen, we are going to talk about something I think is really, really, really cool, and we're going to take just a few minutes. Someone sent me a message, and I've actually gotten this message before, and it says, is it normal to have resistance? This person said, is it normal to have resistance to change as you continue to grow to the next level? Lately, I've had a mental roadblock whenever I start to make progress. How can I overcome these roadblocks and don't allow them to stop me from growing my career and personal life? Brilliant question. Excellent question. First of all, I commend this person for recognizing that there is a roadblock because most people, we don't recognize it. And so we keep getting ourselves in the same situation because we don't understand what's happening in here. So shout out to this person for understanding that, hey, I'm having something here. And then taking the time to acknowledge that they were having something come up for them. And then being willing to work through the something. I used to get confused when books would say that resistance comes up. And I was like, what are they talking about? Because it makes resistance seem like a person in the sentence. And so if you really think about it, it is kind of like this invisible person. And so I want you guys, for the sake of this quick live stream, to think about resistance as an invisible person, okay? And they're not a good person that we want to have around, right? But this person comes around even though we don't want them to come around, okay? So follow the storyline. So I answered this person with an example that was very relevant to myself. So I said, hey, we have this all the time. It's a part of evolution. It's a part of when you, hey, Lula, it's a part of when you actually are growing. Once you make it through something, you're going to find yourself excited, and then you're going to be like, something else comes up. That's that person called resistance. Because what happens is you're human. And so I was talking with my aunt this morning. We were talking about sometimes you don't remember something that happened in your past until another situation triggers it. And then you go, oh my God, that was actually in my past. So then all this stuff comes up. Guilt, shame, embarrassment, all that kind of stuff comes up, right? And you go, oh my God, now this is something I got to deal with. And you're speaking to me, girl. Thank you so much. Resistance is a struggle. Exactly. I used to be confused at what resistance is. But to me, if you imagine an invisible person, let's make resistance an invisible person. So right when you say you want easy example, you want to lose weight and you want to be healthy. You have read the books, you have bought the program, and you have the plan. But every time you go to do something that aligns with the plan that you have and the things that you know you should be doing, resistance, this invisible friend, and it's not a friend, it's the friend you don't want, resistance just shows up. And so you're actually walking towards your healthy life, and resistance is in front of you. So you're confused because you're trying to go forward, and it's like, what is stopping me from going forward? Why do I keep getting stuck? Why do I keep quitting? Why do I keep procrastinating? Why do I keep putting this off? Why can't I do this? And why can't I do that? And so what happens is, then that cycle of why can't I, hi Sandra, that whole cycle of why can't I do this and why, then it triggers a whole bunch of other stuff. You get lost in this rabbit hole because of resistance. Now, church folk will call resistance the devil. Church folk will call resistance the enemy, right? At the end of the day, there is a good force and a bad force, okay? For those of you who don't like to get too technical. When you are working to be great, when you are working to be your best self, there will always be resistance. That's how you know you're headed in the right direction. If something tugs at your heart that you should be doing, resistance comes up in a thought form. Who do you think you are to be doing that? When something comes your way that you're like, man, I really should do this thing. For example, I told this person, I actually gave them an example of my life. I had someone told me, hey, you should do this. They're very, very, very popular, huge, like, you know, they're really, really popular. And so it's just an opportunity. There's no promises attached to it, but it's definitely something that I should be doing, right? And so I said, boom, I'm gonna do it. I was excited, right? I got excited. No, as soon as I sat down to actually do the thing, resistance showed up like it always does, because that's just the way that it is. Okay, so here's what the resistance looked like for me. I said, and I don't want to speak on it because I don't want it to, it's coming out, it'll be a spoiler alert, right? But so I was like, I'm procrastinating every time I sat down to do the thing. I may have started, but I never finished it, right? Or I would find a reason why it needs to be, oh, I gotta go do this, or I gotta wait till I go back to California to get this information, or I gotta go do this. I would always find some sexy excuse that would make sense to an outsider, but actually is resistance. Why was I resisting? So that's the question. So what I do when I feel myself doing that, I pause, get out a pen and paper. What am I doing? Okay. Well, actually, I start what I want. What do I want? What I want to happen. Write this down. This is the formula. Hello. Write it down. Write it down. So the whole thing is like, what do I want to happen? What am I trying to get done? One of those questions typically work. Okay. Hey, Star. I love it. And exactly. So Star saying she needed to hear this. She's trying to open her own daycare. And here's the deal. Don't try. You're opening your own daycare. Resistance comes up. So resistance always comes up for everything. Even when I take my mom to the doctor. When I started taking my mom to her doctor's appointments for dementia, the first thing that came up for me was, well, who am I to take my mother to the doctor? I don't know anything about this. So then I would like wait for somebody like, you know, and it's like, no, I'm just going to go do it without knowing, and it's just going to work itself out. So pause. First thing you do when you feel resistance come up is literally you have to, like, your voice is, you are the, like, this is the most influential thing that you got going on. So you need to talk to it. Although it's like you're talking to yourself. You're going to feel crazy. It's the way that it goes. So I say, well, self, what are you trying to accomplish? What is it that you're supposed to be doing that you're not doing? Something simple. I need to do my taxes. So simple, right? That's the thing that I want to accomplish. That's the thing that I want to do. That's the thing that I am trying to do. That is the thing that I am wanting, right? I want to get this thing done. So then you ask yourself, well, why haven't you done it? This is so simple. Why haven't you done it? And here, for some people, when you say, hey, Keith, for some people, when you start to ask yourself, why haven't you done it? Even with yourself, you start beating yourself up because you feel like you older, you too old, you know, you should have been did it by now. Man, I'm so embarrassed that, you know, I haven't done this thing. And, oh, man, you know, you start, all of that happens. You got to not listen to that. Write it down. I'm mad because I don't know. I feel like I'm scared that literally you have to write this stuff. When I write, it just brings it to paper. So then I see it's really not as bad as I think. So for example, with something like taxes, I know I jump stories. Top left, and I jumped to it. But seriously, like for me, taxes is like, I don't understand it, right? This is what the story was that I have for myself. I don't understand it. So I actually, to detach myself from the severity of not doing it, I went, I don't understand it, you know. I'm at work, I'm working, right? I'm working. And there's this tax thing building up over here. And so, look, thanks. So, somebody said they love my nails. So this thing is happening over here. And for me to be able to exist and be happy and chill, I just go, well, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that. You know, and then time goes by and it's like, oh my God, I didn't get to that. So now I feel guilty. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that. And you keep working. And it's resistance. Why didn't I do it on time? Because I didn't understand how it worked. I thought I was going to, you know, something bad was going to, it's just, I don't understand it. And there's so many instances in our life where we actually don't do the thing because we don't understand it. That's one reason. And so when I write down, I don't understand it, well, how do I understand it better? I went and bought books to understand tax deductions, how to save for taxes monthly and then have it ready to pay by the quarter, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So now I feel a little, I'm like, okay, now I get it. I'm, you know, I feel better because now I have some knowledge. That's why knowledge is so important. It breaks barriers, right? And so then I go back and I get stuck again. And so then I say, well, what is the deal now? Okay, now there's some shame there because you've waited so long. So it's like, hell, like I don't waited this long, you know. Now I just feel stupid. So then I still don't do the thing because now I feel stupid. First I felt ignorant because I didn't get it. Now I get it, but now I feel stupid because I should have got it because who am I to just, I should have gotten it. So now this has eaten me up. So then I go try to do the thing again. Now I got to go look at on paper and go, okay, I'm not stupid. No, I know. It is what it is. Like, it just needs to get done. Like, remove. Okay. Then there's the fear of, oh my God, it's a huge 5-figure tax debt. And then you just go, So then you stop because now it's like, what? Because of my negligence, I have a big bill I got to pay. This is a real life. This is like real, y'all. This is how we work. All of that is resistance. So this thing is still over here because now I got to stop being ignorant. No, because now I get it. But now I'm embarrassed. Now I'm embarrassed. Now I got a bill. Now I got the bill. Then I'm like, oh God, because I don't want to pay it. Now it's like, so then I keep, the IRS trying to get me. And it's like, no, they're really not. It's just the law of the land. And you can hate it or love it. The more taxes you pay, that's because you made a lot of coins. So then I have to figure out, like, I'm happy about taxes because the more I pay, the more, that means I made a lot of money. And here's the deal. I do have also, this is the one thing I agree with Trump on. I got every right to find all the legal deductions I can. Okay, I'm going to squeeze it out. Now I feel good about taxes. Now I'm okay, right? That's how you get through it. You have to keep working through. So back to the other story I was telling y'all. So there's this moment. These people asked me for something. And because their platform was big, because I'm going to show you guys how, right, but that's an example of how we procrastinate. We literally have some real reasons. Like those were fears. It's fears of not knowing, then it was shame, then it was guilt, then it was, oh God, that's a big bill. It is, and so that's all resistance. Resistance is all of those things, right? Okay, so we do that. That was just an example, but we do it. I have so many women that won't start. They always say, Keisha, you always do your makeup, and I don't have any makeup on right now. But when I do have all my makeup, women send me messages, or when I'm at my shows, they're like, they want to ask about makeup, and they say, well, I can't get it, so I don't do it. So then, but it's this thing that they really desire. They really want to be the woman that walk in the room that's like, boom, boom, pow. Right? They want to be her, but they feel like they don't know how to do the makeup. So then they say all these different things. You have the woman who goes, I don't need makeup anyway, because I'm fine just the way that I am. If you can't like me like this, well, the reality is a lot of, if you're on TV, are you like Alicia Keys? Okay, she's the example, the exception, but she started taking her makeup off after she's a well-accoladed. She can do that now, because if you never buy another record from her, she gonna be paid for the rest of her life. In general, most people, you need a little powder, right? And not every day, but for certain occasions. But what's funny is that you have women develop these sayings because they don't get how it works, and or they're scarred because they saw somebody look like, something they don't want to look like. So then you never start because you're like, well, I don't want to be like that. Right? That's resistance, because it is something that you want. Again, writing out, what do I want? Write that down. What do I want to happen? What do I want to do? Right? So look, here's another example with the people that asked me to produce something. They asked me to produce something, and I came up with all these different excuses on why it's not ready. And actually, what am I talking about? People already pay me to do this very thing that they're asking me for. I have a million reasons, a whole bunch of examples, a whole bunch of testimonials. There's so much proof that I am good at this. It's just a proven fact. And when this person said do it, I went, oh God, but it's not perfect yet. I can't, because it's not perfect, because, then everybody's going to see it. And then if everybody sees it. So there was a fear of the fact that it actually is going to work. Like the fear of it does work. I don't want to see people criticize it. I don't want to see, or I don't, I just want to be, I still have that. You have that. It's just the way that it goes. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get these people the stuff that they asked for. But I got busy, and I just blamed it on being busy. But the reality is I wanted to be perfect, because that's a lot of eyeballs on my stuff, and I'm comfortable in my circle. But when everybody looking at it, oh God, like what would they think? Because I'm human. I don't get to actually not feel this. Everybody love to say I'm super confident, but I'm just like you. So it happens, right? And so how do I fix it? First of all, I sit down and say, what do I want? I want this thing to happen. Okay, what did I do? I did this, so I can already look and see what's happening. What do I feel? That's how I figured out what I was doing. Oh, that's resistance. So then it's like, how do I quickly make it happen? How do I quickly finish it? How do I quickly get it done? Put a timeline on it. Get it done no matter how, in its rawest, whatever form it is, and just trust and know that that is the way that it should be, and you get better over time. Don't be worried about what nobody think about you. You have to just get it done. Put a time limit, act with urgency, get it out. Push past the resistance. Resistance is this invisible force that will always be there, and we have sexy excuses to distract us. Like, oh, I need to get this thing from over here. Oh, I need to go get this class first and learn this thing. Oh, I need to go, take another, whatever. Like I do it. We all do that. When it comes to, oh, I'm gonna start that after I go, whatever. Like what? Like, I don't understand. I know somebody right now, they keep saying they're gonna leave this group of people. And every time I ask each week, have you left yet? They be like, well, I'm gonna leave when I get done with this task. But that task you've been doing for the last 2 months. And that task literally takes someone like a week. So are you prolonging the task because you really are scared of life without this group of people? Then that person told me shut up. But that's really what's happening.
You just scared away.
That person said, shut up. I was like, okay. But that's what's happening. And I only can say it because I know I do the same thing. This is a loved one. So, I was like, you could have been done with that a long time ago. They're like, well, I'm going to leave after this such and such. I'm like, I'm going to sip my tea and wait for it. But the reality is resistance. There is a fear because that person doesn't know life without the people that they're trying to leave. Like, what's going to happen to my life now that I leave? And what will people think of me because I've been here for so long? And they're going to be wondering is, and then what, so that person's mind created all these stories. And so every week it's harder and harder to leave. Next thing I know, the person called me talking about, we having family and friends day. I'm confused. You was leaving 2 months ago and now it's a, but the person is stuck, right? And it's just their job. They're going to have to keep working through it until they feel like, and maybe they won't, because I have to stop taking on other people's problems. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But the thing that I can say is that's the same resistance that stopped me from posting my stuff, right? That I used to not post music. Last week, I posted some songs for a private class that I taught. Shout out to all my people who was in my class. We did the $200 a day challenge. And it wasn't so much about the money. There was a very spiritual aspect to it and mindset. And so I posted songs and music that they could use as tools as they did their challenge every day. There was a part of me that never used to post it because I was like, oh, I sound like crap. Because somebody told me, don't post stuff when you sound like that. And I was like, actually, no. they need this now. I'll get better over time. And sometimes I can't go to the studio right now, right? And what I can do is in my free time, learn how to make nicer, cleaner stuff. But for right now, I'm gonna get it to them in this raw version. And they were like, we love this. And I was like, thank God I followed the intuition. I followed my gut, which is from God, who said, put it out so they can use it to submit what you're teaching. So I was like, oh, perfect. And I literally got inboxes of messages like, I need that. Like, yo, give me that song that you got. And the song is recorded poorly, and poorly to my standard. For somebody, it was great, right? But so don't be worried about that. Just put your stuff out there anyway, and trust your gut, and trust that when resistance shows up, when you feel an invisible force stopping you from doing the thing that you want to do, that means you probably should be doing it. That means something great is around the corner. But the question is, will you stick it out? Will you be willing to be, like my mentor Lisa Nichols says, mildly to considerably uncomfortable? Will you be willing to be uncomfortable in order to stand long enough for the turbulence to pass so you can be smooth sailing? Anybody be on a plane? I love flying. It's kind of creepy. Actually, let me just be clear. I love traveling. So, I like to travel by plane. And when you get up in the air, sometimes you go up and it's like, boom, you're smooth sailing for the whole flight. Sometimes you get in that plane and it's like you shaking. And you like, Lord Jesus, is this the moment? Oh, God. Oh. And you have a whole moment. But all you got to do is sit there with your seatbelt and be clear that if it goes down, you got to put your oxygen mask on yourself and you got to stick it out. Okay? So, really, Tapasana? So, the point is, we have to be willing to stick it out past the turbulence, okay? And just trust and know that the plane will begin to smooth sail and we will be fine and we will land safely, okay? And that is all. Hi, CC. That's awesome. Keisha, will you be in Dallas March? Nope, I'll be in San Diego. Version 1 is better than version 9. Come on, Matt Gill, my brother. Hey, Lori. Keith says faith without works is a dead dream. Exactly, brother. Lori says fear of success is for real. It really is. I literally have struggled with, and it sounds cheesy, who struggles with fear of success? That doesn't even make any sense because everybody wants success. I didn't even know fear of success was real, but here's how it is real. You're scared that this could work. Something in you tells you that this is going to work. So then you have to go, well, if it works, then what will people think of me? Well, if it works, will my family think that I'm different now because maybe my income is going to change? And so now I don't feel like I fit into my family because, I ain't doing certain things no more. So now I feel awkward. That's what happened. Not anymore. But that's what I struggle with. So what happens? You end up giving all your money away, spending all your money because you don't want to be different from your family because these are people that you love, right? There are business owners who struggle with this. That's what I was just talking to this person about. Look, even your mentor, if your mentor is not growing on a regular basis, you can outgrow them. It's possible. And so what happens is then you feel guilty because you have been growing nonstop. And so then you start to notice this habit doesn't serve me. But that's what my mentor, this thing doesn't serve me anymore. So then you're like, oh my God, do I think I'm all that? Because now I'm kind of no, it's just that you're continually growing. And so you have to be committed to your growth. You have to be committed to your elevation, your evolution. You have to be committed to, being the highest version of yourself. So that's my good tea for the morning. Keith says, Keisha told me to step out on faith, and I did. Now me and my dad have 4 18-wheelers now just because I took her advice. Yes, Keith. Keith, I love it. Keith, go do the work, honey. That Nalula says that I was feeling this year when I filed my taxes. I was happy to pay them coins. Oh yeah, I totally changed the way I look at taxes. I realized that what are you complaining about? Child, look, tax problems. I mean, it's really not a problem unless it's only a problem when you don't prepare. And that is that's the lesson that I have learned. It's a problem. It was only a problem because I didn't do stuff right. So now I'm mad at the IRS. No, no, no. How about just get smart? If you know that there's a certain amount of income that you want, then you adjust your business numbers to that income and stop being worried about the IRS. Because at the end of the day, in the United States, you can literally claim it, call it. You can call it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you guys? Like, okay, wait. I have so many women. And I just think it's funny. If I meet a woman, every now and then I'll meet a woman that's bigger than me. And I instantly see what she wishes something, because she'll start saying, yeah, with your little skinny self. Women do it to me all the time, especially my sisters, which I don't even understand, which is it's just crazy to me. But they'll start saying, like, who gave you the right to comment on my body type? That doesn't even make any sense to start talking about somebody. Like, what if I walked up to somebody like, yeah, with your big old thigh? Like, that's mean. But people think because when you're smaller than them, then it's not mean. Actually, it is. Because why you worry about what right? I had to catch myself. So it's just interesting. Do you feel me? People do that, like with your skinny self. Where's that coming from? Because you're really mad that, you want something that you're not getting. How about getting this sheet of paper out and saying, what do I want? Where am I now? Where do I want to go? What do I need to do to get me there? Well, okay, I've been trying. I tried everything in the book. Have you really? Let's really look at how you tried to do that. I have people all the time on tech support. I tried to do this and that link don't work. Well, if the link didn't work, what about the other 30 people that was on the webinar? They had the same link from the same area. How about it could be a user error and it's okay. Instead of being mad at me, let's just see, what did I do? How did I miss this? What can I do next time so I don't miss this? It's the quality of our questions to ourselves. We got to look at resistance. Resistance comes. And so everything ties together. Like if you always say, I never understand, I'm not tech savvy. Then every time you try to do something technical, when you try to advance and change and grow, what's going to happen? Yeah, the link didn't work because life has to give you the prophecy that you give to yourself. I'm not tech savvy. Well, of course the link didn't work when you tried to get on the webinar because you're not tech savvy, remember? That's what you practice and preach to yourself all day, every day. I can't lose the weight. Well, of course you got excited about that pizza at midnight because you can't lose the weight. So why are you even trying to not eat the pizza at midnight? Because you have to fulfill the prophecy. I'm not good enough. Well, of course you didn't do good at the job interview because you have to fulfill the prophecy that you preach to yourself on a regular basis that says, I never know how to fill in the blank. Your man is retarded? Well, of course he is because you say, I always get the guys that treat me like ish. That's what you say to yourself. So you try to go out the door will hit you in the face because he outside with his selfish self. Why? Because that's what you attract, because that's what you say you always get. So we have to consider our ways, as my auntie said. That's a scripture somewhere in the Bible. Google it. It's a scripture. And literally it means like, look at what you're doing so that you can get a different result, because it's never really outside of us. Even when someone is doing something to us, there's something that I can do to shift how that person perceives me. And so it can help me in that situation. So anyway, that's the good tea for the day. Okay, guys, let me Google for you. Thanks, Lori. Like literally, let us really look at our ways and our thoughts. And if we can just govern our stuff, we will notice that our actions will change. And when your actions change, other people start to consider their ways. See, what we like to do, and let me just tell y'all, even with me sharing this, these are my life lessons. The only reason I can share this is because like, oh, I got the lesson. Man, let me tell somebody, because maybe out of everybody that watch, thousands of people, what was it? I don't know, 40-some thousand people. Okay, so out of everybody that watch, 40 people gonna hear me, 4 people gonna actually apply it. That's the reality of the number. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I just know that I'm just gonna keep sharing as I'm growing, because I know somebody gonna catch it like I caught it from somebody else. And so that's why we do Good Tea for Life. Okay, girl, guy, y'all. And that is all. God is good. Somebody in the comments say all the time. Okay, I'm done. I appreciate you. Great way to spend my lunchtime. Love you, Lori. Yay. So let's just look. Okay, so let's make this applicable. Is that a word?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So let's make this applicable. Applicable. I see all the times coming through. So let's apply this to our, let me stop trying to use big words. Let's apply this to our life. Take some time after you got this live stream. Maybe you're in your car. Maybe you want to do this tonight. Take some time and say, okay, what is one thing that I keep trying to get done? Come on, somebody. This is real good. Somebody take notes, put it in the comments. What's one thing that I've been trying to get done? Write that thing down. So now I see the thing on paper. I want to fill in the blank. Okay, we can say taxes. That's what we're going to say. I want to finish my taxes, right? That's the one thing I've been trying to get done. Okay, so then I'm going to say, really look at myself. Why haven't I finished my taxes? Like, why? Like, you know, sometimes you got to look at what's happening so you can break the mental link that keeps you in that cycle. Well, again, the examples I used in the story was, I didn't know what to do, right? And so it's scary for me. I'm scared that I owe a lot of money. I'm scared that I don't understand it. I'm just don't like it. I don't want to do it. Okay, well, we know we need to. So what do I need to do in order to get in alignment with the thing that I want to do, right? So what I'd like to do is create answers to my fears. So like if I fear that it's going to work and people are going to look bad at my, you know, whatever content I put out, I trust and know that all the information that I put out is going to land in the right heart at the right time and they will be blessed. I trust and know that. And that's how I live my life. That's why people say, you just turn the camera on. I turn the camera on my pajamas, chilling, like whatever. I didn't feel like putting on makeup this morning because I ain't got time. I have allergies in Texas and makeup sometimes makes it bad. So I'm not going to not do my live stream because I don't have my makeup. I'm just going to do my thing anyway, right? So that's the thing, guys. You have to actually work through. Now, what are the things I can do within the next hour, within the next 30 days, within the next 15 days, with this week to get this thing done? When do I want it done by? What's going to escalate it? When will I do the tasks? Okay? Because it's one thing to say I want to finish my taxes by Friday, but what are the steps and when will I do it? When will you call the tax professional? When will you get your bank statements? When will you, whatever? Like when? At 7 o'clock on Tuesday? At 8 o'clock on Wednesday? You need time frames and details and deadlines. That's how you like take this big old thing that seems like it's haunting you and turn it into a task by task by task thing. And then you have to celebrate along the way. So like get really excited and celebrate. So I love it. I love it, Lori. I use that too. The online Intuit. So, and it does it. It asks you the right questions. All you gotta do is enter in the information. I've been trying to get you this Pappadeaux gift card. Oh, let me give you my PayPal link. Okay, I got to teach class at 12, so I got to go. But listen, guys, get things down to minute, bite-sized details so that you can, like, get some things done and then celebrate. I know it's not a big deal for other people, but find someone you can go, oh, I got this done. Or go get something that you've been wanting to do. Or binge watch on YouTube because now that your work is done, you're going to give yourself permission to binge watch. That's what I do. That's like my favorite thing. I'm like, okay, let me do this right now so I can go back to YouTube because I love binge watching. But now that I got this important thing done, I give myself permission to binge watch at this time. That's exciting for me. It's like giving me money. So I love it. So figure out what you want, right, as a reward. Write out what you need to get done. Break it down into milestone pieces. You're going to feel resistance. You're going to say that you're not good enough. You're going to say that you don't know what you're doing. You're going to say that ain't your job. You're going to say, I feel guilty because I couldn't get this done. Oh, my God. All that's going to come up. Say, resistance, I recognize you, and you are not running the show. Thanks, and I'm going to keep going. Like, right? Things are going to happen. Your phone going to ring. Turn your ringer off. I keep my ringer off. I answer the phone when I feel like it. That way it's not controlling me. All kind of things I do so that I don't get distracted because I have extreme ADD. Do you guys see how I talk in complete circles? It makes no sense. So can you imagine business? Oh, geez. So you have to do things, put barriers in place so that you're not off track and procrastinating, and resistance is not taking you down day after day. So I hope that helped you guys. Cleaning my closet right all the time, unicorn. Yes, I love it. You guys are amazing. I'm gonna go. I love y'all. I don't know why today I'm going like this. That's what I'm in the mood for. Okay, so I love you guys. I'll see y'all later. Mwah. I'm Lakeisha Michelle. Make sure you get on the email list, theceostylist.com. theceostylist.com. That way you can get details on what's happening and all of this stuff in written form. Love you. Mwah.